Hi friends, it's Grace. I hope you guys are doing well. It's been a little while since we've seen each other, so I hope you're doing good. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really starting to miss being around all the people that I haven't seen in a long time now. It's hard to be away from people that we really care about, isn't it? Today, though, we're going to hear about a man who had a sickness called leprosy. And like the coronavirus, people were afraid of catching it, so he had to stay far away from his family and friends. But Jesus helped him, and Jesus' power helps us when we're lonely too. But before we get started, we're all going to grab the supplies that we're going to need today, okay? So you're going to need your thankful journals. You're going to need some markers or crayons to draw your journals with. You're going to need a ruler or a tape measure. And you're going to need a clear container. I used a water bottle. That's going to have some water in it, okay? And you're also going to need oil. All right. And it's good if your container can be tightly closed, so it can have a lid on it. All right. So you guys can pause the video and go get your supplies for the rest of our video. All right. So I also want to take a minute to talk about this week's God sightings. How have you guys seen God at work in your lives this week? For me, it would be that this week we got to have youth group again. It was online, but it was still fun getting to see everybody again. And it was cool because there's actually only a few of us on our older youth group video call, like our Zoom call. But since there's only a few of us, we were able to go deeper about what we were talking about and get to just talk deeper about what God's doing in our lives and stuff. So that was really cool. Also, you can probably hear our donkey going off right now in the video. Sorry about that, but that's our donkey, Scotty. Yeah, so I want you guys to pause your videos and talk with your family about what God sightings you had this week. So, even with all of this great God sightings that we had, and the great things that God's doing right now, there are still a lot of hard things too. And I wonder what's been the hardest thing for you about this whole coronavirus situation. For me, it's seriously been that I haven't been able to just go out and hang out with people or just go out, you know? Because they're trying to keep everyone safe. So we haven't been able to hang out with my friends as much or see my youth group or church friends. So that's probably been the hardest thing for me. So I want you guys to pause the video and share with your family about what's been hard for you during this time. One of the hardest things for many people is not being able to see their friends and extended family. For me, I miss my youth group. I miss my church kids. I miss you guys. And that's who I miss right now a lot, and I hope I get to see you guys again soon. So I want you guys to pause the video again and talk about this with your family. I want you to share the name of the person you miss seeing right now. So I want you to share the name of the person that you're missing the most right now. Being separated from people we care about can make us feel lonely, but Jesus' power helps us when we're lonely. So we're going to hear about how Jesus' power helped a man in the Bible who probably was very, very lonely. Back in Bible times, there was a disease called leprosy. And if you got it, you'd get these painful sores all over your body. There was no cure, and often people who caught it would die or lose their fingers and their toes. People were afraid of catching it, much like people are afraid of the coronavirus right now. What are some things that we're supposed to do right now to avoid catching the coronavirus? I want you guys to pause the video and list as many as you can. One thing we're supposed to do is wash our hands really well. So we're going to pretend to wash our hands while we sing the ABCs. Hopefully you sing along with me. Ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. You can scrub your arms. Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Perfect. So, we're also supposed to stay away from other people. That's called social distancing. We're being told that to stay safe from catching the coronavirus, we're supposed to be at least 6 feet away from anyone else. So we're going to try that. I want you to use your ruler or your tape measure, okay, to make sure that everyone in the room is standing or sitting at least 6 feet apart. If you don't have a way to measure, it's okay, just guess. So the people in Bible times knew all about social distancing. In fact, they were so afraid of catching leprosy, it was against the law for someone with leprosy to even come into the city. And if someone with leprosy was around other people, he or she had to call out, "Unclean, unclean," so everyone around would know to stay away. No one wanted to accidentally touch someone with leprosy. All those rules must have made people who had leprosy feel pretty lonely. So we're going to try something. Without losing your 6 feet of separation, I want you guys to reach out and try to hug the other people in your family. Remember, you can't lean in and you can't get closer than 6 feet. I'm going to reach out and try to hug you. Unless you have really long arms, you aren't even able to touch anyone, right? No hugs, no pats on the back, just you and your own little bubble. So here's something I want you guys to talk about. How do you think it would feel to have to be this far apart from everyone for years? I want you to pause this video and talk with your family about that. I think it could be pretty lonely to not be able to be close enough to hug anyone for a really long time. I love hugs. But let's see what Jesus did when he met someone who had leprosy. If you want to follow along in your Bible, look up Matthew chapter 8, verses 1 through 3. All right, so while Jesus walked along, a man with leprosy came up to him out of the crowd. The man knew Jesus had the power to heal his leprosy, so he said to Jesus, "Lord, if you are willing, you can heal me and make me clean." Jesus reached his hand out and touched the man and answered, "I am willing, be healed." And the man was healed instantly. Wait, did you hear what Jesus did? Let me say it again. Jesus touched the man. This man probably hadn't had a hug or a pat on the back or anyone touch him at all for a long time. Then Jesus touched him. Jesus wasn't afraid of getting leprosy. Jesus knew his power was greater than any disease, leprosy or coronavirus. Jesus knew that not only did this man's body need healing, his heart needed healing too. This man needed to feel Jesus' love right there on his arm or his shoulder or his head. He needed a loving touch to heal his loneliness. We need to be wise and protect ourselves from sickness right now. But being separated from people can make us all feel lonely. I want you to pause the video and talk about these questions, okay? First question, who do you know that might be feeling lonely right now? And the other question is, how could you reach out to them? So I want you to pause the video and think about that. All right, thank you for sharing those thoughts. We can reach out to help others when they're lonely. But even when no one else is around, Jesus' power helps us when we're lonely. He's always right there with us to comfort us and heal our hearts. One way Jesus' power helps us when we're lonely is to remind us that Jesus is our friend. No matter what's going on right now, you always have a friend who is right there next to you, not 6 feet away. We're going to sing a song about that right now. So the song I Have a Friend in Jesus is in the comments below. So click on that and sing the song with us. So the people in Jesus' time didn't want people with leprosy mixing in with anyone else. I have a fun mix-it-up science experiment we can try to help us think more about that. So it's time to use your oil and your clear container. Now we're ready for some sciencey fun. You guys ready? All right, so I want you to pour some oil into your container so that there's about the same amount of oil and water in the container, okay? So you see how much water there is? So you're going to pour about that much oil in it as well. I'm using canola oil. Okay. I might have a little more. All right. So got that in there. Then, if you can, close the container tight. All right, you may want to have an adult, your parents, check and make sure it's closed tight, okay? Now, for 10 seconds, okay, see the water and the oil. For 10 seconds, we're going to shake the container or stir it if you can't close it. And I'm going to count it down for us, okay? Ready? You got to shake it the whole time. Ready? Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now stop and take a look at our mixture. We've mixed it up really well, but let's see what happens when it settles down. While we're waiting to see what happens, I want you guys to pause the video and talk about this with your family, okay? What do you miss most because you're separated from others right now? Mine would probably be that I haven't been able to go shopping or go out to eat with friends. I know that might sound kind of silly, the shopping part, but I haven't been able to go out to eat with my friends. I love getting a milkshake from like Chick-fil-A with friends, and I haven't been able to do that right now with everything that's going on. So I want you guys to talk about that with your family. What you miss most because you're separated from being with others right now. All right. So, I want you guys to hold up your bottle or your container and examine it closely. Do you see that line there? That's the water, and this is the oily part. See that? As the mixture settles down, it doesn't look like the oil and water are really mixed. It seems like the oil and water want to stay separate. See that? You can see the line separating it. I think they're social distancing. Oil and water naturally want to stay separate, but it isn't so natural for us. Being separated from others can make us feel lonely, but we can turn to Jesus for help because Jesus' power helps us when we're lonely. Even though we're separated from a lot of our friends, we still have our family here with us, and we could still connect with people online like we are right now. And we can even do Sunday school together. If it's healthy for you, I want you to go ahead and gather with your family for a nice group hug. And if it's not safe to hug someone right now, try giving a long social distance hug like this. And hug them. And thank Jesus for each person in your family by name. Ready? Pause the video and give a hug. All right, so focusing on the people Jesus has put in our lives, even in this hard time, can help us feel less alone. That's one way that Jesus' power helps us when we're lonely. So when this video ends, I want you guys to get your thankfulness journal and draw a picture of someone that you're thankful for that you can connect with during this time, either if it's in person or if it's online. Put today's date on that page and keep adding to your journal this week as you see more God sightings. Mine is a drawing of, the youth group does not have blue hair, but of the youth group. You see that? So I'm just thankful that even though I haven't seen everybody for a long time, and we haven't been able to play gargoyle or run around the church crazy, I miss my youth group. I miss my Sunday school kids. I miss having Sunday school together and eating chips and watching our movie time and learning about Jesus together. So I miss all of you guys. I seriously do. So that's why I wrote my thankfulness journal, because I'm glad I can still see you through this and through our online youth groups. And real quick, see how the oil and water is separating? Hopefully you can see it well there. I think it's cool. So, I will see you guys next week. I hope you have a good week. And remember that Jesus' power helps us when we feel alone and we're lonely. All right, guys. Have a good day. Bye.